Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's been, what, a couple months since I posted. I was away, I was in Brazil, and I just got back in Cape Town, so now I'm, getting my groove back together. And yeah, that's just where I've been. A quick update on me. But besides that, I have a top 10 questions of the week, and we're going to be answering some questions of the Maxisys Ultra. So these questions are going to be from my clients who I represent and people who book the consultations. All right. So for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Curtis Harden. I'm an Autel diagnostic consultant. So I help people by aligning them with the right tool, and I also will help them get results that you're going to see in this presentation. Okay. So with that, let's go on to question number 1, a 2006 GMC Sierra used radio procedure. And the question is, I replaced a used radio on a 2006 GMC Sierra. I can't find any special functions to configure the radio. Does the Ultra have this feature? Okay, so to answer your question, if the radio is replaced, the proper procedure will be determined by the RPO code of the radio. So the RPO code on this particular model is called UM8, and this basically is representing the navigational system. The radio is a navigational radio. If it does not have a navigational radio, you need to flash program it. Okay, so you pay the 40 bucks, download the software to your laptop, and then do the flash programming. If it is a if it is an RPO code of UM8, if it does have a navigational radio, this does not require flash programming. It is a coding procedure that it's called a VIN-LEARN procedure, and you can find that in the navigational radio special functions menu. Okay, so it all depends if it has a navigational radio or if it does not, to determine what needs to be done to it. Okay, hope that gave you some clarity. Next question, we have a 2012 Chevy Traverse crank relearn coverage. Customer installed a used PCM on a 2012 Chevy Traverse pre-programmed. So when he means pre-programmed, he purchased it from a company that will get like a used ECM, and they, on the bench, they'll put in a VIN number, but the software isn't correct all the time, and I'll explain a little bit about that later. And his question is, can the Ultra do the crank relearn on this? Okay, so it can do the crank learn, but this is what I'm going to advise you to do. All right, when you buy these used modules that have the VIN pre-programmed on them, okay, typically the software isn't up to date to that VIN number. Okay, it's like a dummy software, I believe. So what I typically always do is flash program those modules. Then after you flash program them, you need to do the immobilizer relearn, the brake pedal position sensor learn, the crankshaft, and the throttle body relearn. Now it's important to do these things because you don't want to, render a job that's partially done, because the client's going to feel that. So my point is, check the repair information before you do these types of exchanging modules that especially need programming, and then that way you won't waste any time when you're trying to figure out why the car isn't running properly. Okay, let's go to the next question. Can the Maxisys Ultra flash/reprogram forward from the tablet? Okay, so this is going to be fun. All right. Flash programming, guys, means you are getting data from a third-party server and you're injecting it into a blank module. Okay. Now, the only two manufacturers that can do this from the tablet is for BMW and Mercedes. So anytime with any other manufacturer, if you see the word programming, that actually means coding. Coding is dealing with configuration. So for example, for Ford, they have a function on here called programmable module installations. And what it does is it allows you to inhale the original data from like that ECU module, the original module, and then it will go through a sequence where it tells you to put on the used module, okay? And then it'll transfer that VIN number and that data over. Now, if you get a brand new module, this is not going to work, okay? That brand new module doesn't have an operating system in it. So the new modules need to be flash programmed. This is a coding procedure. So moral of the story, guys, as I said, anytime you see programming, besides it being BMW and Mercedes, it actually means coding. Okay, so hopefully that clears things up for you guys. Let's go on to the next question. 2016 Dodge Dart used airbag control module. Just replaced a used airbag control module. Now I have the error code B2204. ECU mismatch on a 2016 Dodge Dart. Will this be able to reprogram to my VIN? Now, the term reprogram, as I told you, he means coding, okay? So, just for clarification, the Maxisys Ultra cannot reprogram it, okay? Instead, you're going to need to use your flash J2534 and flash program it with the YTech software and a Windows 10 laptop. So, if you look at the service information, right here, step 2, it says perform the ORC module flash programming procedure. Okay, so this needs to be done through YTech. All right, and just to give you guys a heads up, if you're getting into flash programming, Chrysler is probably third on my list in terms of like for beginners. All right. It takes about maybe 2 days to get service ready, and there's a lot of like passwords and stuff you got to do. So if you don't know how to do it, you can always book a JT534 training with me, and I can set that up for you, do the programming with you. All right. Let's go on to the next question. So we have a 2019 Toyota Tacoma CCM module installation. And the question is, can I reprogram the CCM with the Ultra? The dealer is charging $300 and I don't, and I want to do this in-house. All right, so that's a good mentality to have. So let me explain what happened. And this is like one of those little benefits that a lot of people don't see in having a consultant. What I did was I went into his laptop and I asked him, how do you know it needs to be flash programmed? Okay, and he said, like, I don't know. So I said, let's go verify what the manufacturer says. And when you look at the instructions, it just says turn the ignition on, turn the dynamic radar cruise control system on, and long story short, it's a manual procedure that you're going to do on the scan tool, or not on the scan tool, through the vehicle. You don't actually need a scan tool. And what I did was to confirm that, like, there's the instructions here. Okay, you have to drive the vehicle. This is a dynamic calibration. Static means you need to have like the Autel ATIS calibration frame with the targets. Dynamic means you just need to drive the vehicle and it'll kind of relearn itself. All right. But what I did was I went to the Autel vehicle coverage and I told him, I said, look, under the cruise control, there's just under the special functions history clear. So I said, this is just done on the vehicle. So not only he was able to not waste any time and money flash programming, but he didn't need to take his car, the customer's car, to the dealer, and he was able to do this fairly easy and charge a little bit less and still make a good profit and help his client. Okay, so that's how you handle that. Always check the repair information. Okay, BMW programming, encoding, and replace. The question is, in the programming menu for BMW, can you explain when I may need to select programming, encoding, and replace? All right. Look, with European vehicles, especially BMW, it's not like you gotta kind of learn as you go, and I'll just give you some general rules of thumb. So if you are installing a new DME, a new transmission control module, or a new electronic power steering, most of the times these need to be flash programmed since they're blank, okay? And you need to do the coding and replace function as well. So let me show you. All right, we'll just clear that there. Okay, so new module, programming, encoding to configure the new software, and then replace, all right, if it's new modules. Another example would be, let's say you are working on the vehicle, error code comes up, you look at the TSB, and it says to fix and remedy that issue, you need to do a reprogram procedure. So in that case, I'll just click program and encode. Okay. Now there are some modules that don't need to be programmed. I think one of them is like the footwell module. You can put in a use footwell module and select encoding and replace. If that doesn't work, then maybe I'll go to programming, okay, and see if that works. But rule of thumb, if it's a new module, it needs to be flash programmed. There, as I said, there are some modules that come already pre-programmed. I think the cast module might be one of them. So it's just, over time, you're just gonna have to figure these things out yourself. What I will warn you guys is don't flash program something for no reason. Okay, like for example, you know, if you just want to update your cluster, I wouldn't do that if there's no reason to do that, because you're gonna risk damaging a module. Okay, so that's what I can tell you guys in a nutshell. All right, so the next question, 2010 Land Rover programming error. Battery support unit is not connected. Trying to flash program a 2010 Land Rover, the software shows battery support is not connected. Okay, so this took some time for me to figure out with the client. So we're using Land Rover's software, it's SDD, and when we're trying to program a particular module, this error came up. So while he was trying to figure it out, I just did a quick Google search, and the answer to this would be you need to get on your battery, you need to take the ground lead or the ground cable and connect it to the ground on the engine or body of the vehicle. Okay. If you connect the battery maintainer leads to a positive and negative battery post, what's going to happen is the vehicle will not recognize a state of charge. Okay, and that's when you'll get this. That's when you'll get this error. Okay, so with that, we'll go here. Dodge Durango, 2020 Dodge Durango security gateway module. I'm working on a 2020 Dodge Durango and I'm not able to clear any codes. I got this error that said unlock failed. This user is not permitted to use this tool. All right, so what's happening is, let me cut this off. All right, guess you don't want to do it. Okay, there you go. All right, so this is what's happening. In some 2017 and 2018 vehicles, Chrysler started implementing something called a security gateway module that was designed to prevent any unauthorized users from scanning or communicating with anything in the CAN bus system. Okay, so let's take a look at a diagram. What's happening? So here you can see there's the data link connector, and then right above it is the module security gateway, the security gateway module. and it literally is the gateway to all the other modules. So some people probably know the solution to this, but if you don't, I'm just going to show you what the client was experiencing. Okay, so this client, he does a lot of ADAS calibrations, and I guess he was doing a pre and a post scan. And let me just fast forward this for you guys. Right here. Okay, so you go standalone. Okay, we're going to click OK. Loading data. Should be coming up pretty soon. So when you can't access the security gateway module, you won't be able to clear any codes. Okay, it'll be you get all these like, okay, here it is right here. Okay, unlock failed. This user is not permitted to use the tool. Please confirm whether to add the tool model and serial number to auto oath. All right, so auto oath is basically a third party that is like the middleman. It will take your serial number from your scan tool, verify it through their servers, and then it will get the handshake from Chrysler and then allow you to go through that security gateway module. This service, it's a 1-year subscription for $50. Okay, and yeah, it's fairly easy to do. You just got to go to the website, get your serial number, and you pop it right in there. The other way to do it, which is more difficult, is there's a Chrysler 12+8 cable. This, you have to extract the radio and plug it in there, so it's more labor intensive. This way is a lot easier. Okay, and then what I will tell you guys, like if you guys are, if you want to go to Amazon and buy your scan tool, the challenge you're going to have is verifying if it's a US model versus an international model. If you buy an international model, you won't be able to get access to this service. Okay, this is only for US imported tools. All right, so just want to give you guys a heads up on that. But yeah, once you're registered, you can see here he was able to go right on in there and clear those codes. Okay, you can see there's some faults there, and once that thing finishes, you can go ahead and clear them. Let me just fast forward it 100%. All right, you guys get the point. There you go. Code's cleared. All right, let's move on to the next question. Let's see. Okay, 2013 Hyundai Sonata rewrite VIN failed on used ECU. All right. This one I clearly remember. All right, and there's a lesson to be learned with this. So this is what the client did. He purchased the used ECU, and that's the VIN number of the used one. Okay, it ends in an 88. All right. Sorry, the screen's like having a seizure here. We just fast forwarded. All right, so what he did was he said, okay, let me put the original VIN number in the automatic selection. All right, and then his strategy was to go like right here. That's the original, that's the used VIN number. Right now what he's going to do is put in the original VIN number. Okay, this is what he was thinking. That's the original VIN number. So he's going to enter the software with this original VIN number, and then he's going to go into the engine control module. Let me just fast forward it a little bit. All right, we scanned it. All right, I think it's here. Okay, you can see there's a P1690, and when we click the arrow, we're going to go into the special function, and there's a VIN writing function. Okay, you can see it right there. Alright, and then this is what it says, guys. This function serves to write the VIN into the ECM memory. It is required that this function be performed after after the installation of a new ECM. Okay, so it needs to be new. Failure to perform this function will cause a elimination with the error code. After confirming the written VIN, the ECU will clear. So if you click OK, what the software is going to do is it's actually going to read the VIN that's on the vehicle. It's going to try to actually write it. But you see this? That's the used number. It already detected that it's written already. So the moral of the story is, guys, always check if you can with your supplier if the function, the VIN writing function is there. Check to see if you can put on that used component. And then number 2, check to see if we can put on a used module or a new one. Because generally speaking, most new modules need to be a flash program, but there are exemptions to the rule. Okay? So instead of like wasting money, just try to find out those facts first, and then that'll make your experience a lot more smoother, and you'll know. Okay? It does happen. Some new modules you can put on with the Autel and configure it. Only if it's new. It won't do used ones. Okay? So there's that one. And then question number 10. 2013 BMW engine and transmission swap. That's a big job. Okay, just replace the engine and transmission. Checked all the wires, everything on the car. The car starts, but it won't go into drive or any gear. I'm using a Maxisys Ultra, and I have no error codes for the transmission. All right, look, I'm not no scanner danner. Diagnosing isn't my strong point. However, what I am good at is getting VIN specific repair information that will allow you to do or have the guidelines to do the diagnosis. So in that case, what I would recommend is using BMW's diagnostic software. It's called ISTA. Okay, and they also will give you access to their repair manuals. So with the repair manuals, you get to see diagrams, installation procedures. It'll tell you, like, you know, if something needs to be programmed after you installed it. And with the ISTA, it might pick up some faults that maybe the Autel didn't pick up. Okay, it's the dealer software. Okay, and then it also has like a bunch of troubleshooting strategies that you can do. Okay, so the thing is, I think it's $30 for 24 hours usage. The challenges you might have if you want to install it is the software, it's very powerful, but the learning curve to understand it is quite steep. Okay, it does take some time to do it. The other challenge is trying to configure your J2534 to work with their software. If you've never done it before, it's like working on a Star Trek spaceship. It's kind of tricky to do. And then third, you need to have a pretty powerful laptop, just because this software is very slow, and the more faster your laptop is, the better it's going to be able to process everything. Okay, so if you don't want to do that yourself, what I can do is I can install the software for you. Okay, I can configure the J2534 for you and give you a walkthrough. And then what I also can do is I can create an account where you don't need to pay each and every time you want to use the ISTA software. Okay, so what you need to do if you want to do that, it's a $300 service. You're going to book the diagnostic tool consultation, and then you're also going to book the J2534 training consultation. And then what I'll do is I'll go into your computer and render those services, okay? But that would be my best bet. Like I said, I'm not a diagnostic, person, but if I get the information in front of me, then I can, look at those strategies and stuff, and then at least come to some sort of resolution, okay? So with that, guys, that's pretty much it, man. Yeah, it's been a while, man. I miss doing these videos, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys are keeping safe, and with that, you guys enjoy the rest of your Friday. Have a blessed week, and I'll see you guys next week. Take care.